Okay, so I'll study for a math test for 1 hour, my social studies test for 2 hours, and my science test for 1.5 hours. After some time of studying later, I don't get all of this information, and I've been studying for so long, and it seems like I haven't learned anything, and I can't seem to remember that much. Why does this all seem so exhausting? What you've seen here is someone who couldn't manage their time effectively. This individual could have completed these tasks in less time and would have learned more, would have gained more knowledge from these tasks by using the correct time taking strategies. Now, I want to ask you a question. What is time management to you? Now, as most of you might be thinking, time management must be completing or getting some certain tasks that you have to do in a day and putting them in a certain order when with the time you have in that day. Well, that's not what time management is. There's a whole different definition to time management, and I'm going to be explaining it here. A study shows that if you put 80% effort on a task, you will gain 20% of the result, meaning you won't um, be that productive in the task, and you will not be that productive in the thing you're doing, and you won't retain that much information. Whereas if you put 20% of effort on a task, you'll gain 80% of the outcome, meaning you'll be more productive in the task, and you will learn more from that task. Now, I'm not saying that to not, if you're completing a task, don't put that much effort into it, or but when you're doing these tasks, you have to know when when is your stopping point, or when you have to take a break. This is called the 80-20 rule, and it's also been used in Henry Ford in his assembly line. For 1 month, Henry Ford made his employees work for 5 days a week and 12 hours a day. Now, he recorded the productivity of the employees, and he noticed that the productivity of employees in that week, the productivity decreased. And this was because the employees were putting so much effort on a task, and they overworked themselves, and then they got 20% of the effort, which wasn't that much. And then following month, Henry Ford made his employees work 6 days a week and 10 hours a day. And then he recorded the productivity of the employees again, and he noticed that the productivity of the employees increased for that week. It stayed the same instead of making a straight downfall. And but this was because the employees put 20% effort on the task, and then the outcome was big because they didn't overwork themselves. A further study of this is from Pierce College, from Dr. Marty Lobel. He says that for students who get 4.0 GPAs, what they do when they study is that when they feel like they're losing concentration, or that their productivity level is going down, they take a quick 5-minute break to reinforce their learning and their concentration. Whereas the kids who spend so many hours on working on studying for a test, and they fail or get the grade they don't want, they usually, when they study, their productivity level goes down, and they don't reinforce their concentration. Going back to here with the 80% effort and the 20% outcome. Now, I want to ask you the question I asked you from the start of this talk. What is time management to you? As most of your definitions of time management might change, mine has, and I think that time management isn't about organizing certain tasks you have to do in a day and putting them in a selective order. I think time management is about knowing yourself and managing your energy by knowing how much energy you can use in a day, and what tasks you can do with the energy you have. And with this, many employees, if the whole world changes their definition of time management into the definition I just stated, I believe that many employees around the world will like their jobs, and will be more happy in what they're doing, and more students will not fail in their tests, and they'll pass their exams. Thank you.
All right, let's hustle up and get